Okay. So you read this article. This is written by a lady named Suzanne Venker, who wrote a book called The Alpha Female's Guide to Men and Marriage, is what she talks about. So the writer of this article, Elizabeth Logan, wrote this 7 years ago. I'll read you the second paragraph. She says, Venker's thesis is that marriages don't work when one partner, namely the woman, is demanding, unyielding, and unable to be pleased by anything the other partner does. And sure, don't be an asshole to your spouse. Might seem like a basic tenet of marriage, but Venker explains this is actually a big problem with our current generation that needs to be addressed right now. Why? Because women, having been groomed to be leaders rather than to be wives, those leadership qualities like being bossy, demanding, which will definitely help you to get ahead in the office, are apparently antithetical to the three things that Venker says makes a good marriage: respect, compromise, and sex. But of course, you might be thinking, wait, it's totally possible for a woman to be both a leader and a wife, but please trust Ms. Venker when she says it's absolutely not. This attitude of leadership may get women ahead at work, says Venker, but when it comes to love, it will land them in a ditch. Don't ask what the hell attitude of leadership is supposed to mean. Just go with her on this one. Work skills are the opposite of love skills, okay? The more you work, the less you love. Got it? Why did I think it was a good idea to bring a cover letter and resume on a date? Why do I pester every boyfriend with weekly timesheets and ask to be reimbursed for all expenses incurred on the job? All right, because I'm a workaholic monster. Now watch this. She continues, okay? Venker says every relationship requires a masculine and a feminine energy to thrive. If women want to find peace with men, they must find their feminine. That is where their real power lies. Being feminine isn't about being beautiful or svelte, or even about wearing high heels, although those things are nice. Being feminine is a state of mind. It's an attitude. She continues, in essence, being feminine means being nice, writes Venker. Niceness by women is the key to the healthy relationships that women are solely in charge of maintaining. In case you're not fully convinced of the wisdom of the radical be nice doctrine, Venker has sources. She quotes quite seriously a man named Chuck who once commented on her website, a strong woman is awesome, but she must be inviting and be able to mesh into an actual relationship. Needing to dominate and overpower, that is a no-go. Venker also quotes Jackie Kennedy. There are two kinds of women, those who want power in the world and those who want power in bed. So look, if you want to read the rest of the open letter, you can find it and go through it. But when you talk about egalitarian, husband and wife make about the same amount of money, 40 to 60% of the income, or wife's the breadwinner. If the wife's the breadwinner, you guys choose to have kids. Here's an article from Fortune. Most married women still carrying a heavier burden at home. So paid work, husbands more than wife. Leisure, husbands more than wife. Caregiving, look at wives, more than husbands. Housework, more than husbands. So what happens if you're like, hey, I went to school, I'm going to beat my husband, I'm going to make more money than him, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. All right. And you're like, well, my kids are still expecting me to be a mother. And a mother has a burden. They don't want to be an average mother. They want to be a good mother. They want to deliver. Great. And you still are expected to be a wife. It's a lot of work. And you still are expected to be a sister. It's a lot of work. Sisters like to be good sisters, right? You still are expected to be a good daughter. Girls want to be good for their mom and dad as well. It's a different kind of a burden a girl has than a son has, right? And then you have your own things you want to do. Taking care of your health, taking care of yourself. So imagine you're like, I've bought into this concept of beating men. I'm same as you. Equality, feminism. Yes, I can kick your ass and I'm making more money than my brother, than my husband, than my cousin. I'm freaking burned out. I don't want this, but I don't respect the man I marry because now officially I'm the husband, she's a wife. I don't want to be married to a wife. I want to be married to a husband. You indirectly have taken that away from him. Now somebody said, well, this is on the man. Yes, I don't disagree. This is why I recommend men reading the book No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's a tough book, by the way, when you read it. You're going to be challenged a lot, right? But somebody looks at it and say, yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of want my husband to be the husband. And normally that transition of going like this, it's so big because he's been like that to you, gradually going like this. And now you want me to change overnight? Oof, tough to do, right? And that's exactly what happened at this event. Another lady got up and says, I'm on my second marriage.